Hi everyone, good afternoon, good afternoon. I hope everyone's absolutely tickety-boo. I hope you can hear me, you can see me okay. It's lovely to be here. I do apologize for those few little technical glitches. So if anyone's there, can you just say hi in the chat, please? Just say hello. Tell me where you're from in the UK or Ireland. That would be wonderful. So let me just share my screen with you all. Let me just do that. And I've got a great presentation for you. You're going to absolutely love it. Okay, let me just go to share screen. Here we go. Excellent. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to pick up the comment in the chat. Okay, so if there is any questions that anyone has at the end, then please just put them in the thread, and what I'll do is I will come back on and I will answer them. I promise you. Okay, so if everyone's ready, say I'm ready. So firstly, what I'd like to do is introduce myself. So my name is Pete Rea. I'm temporarily a diamond. Attitude determines the altitude. And we have been in doTERRA about 2.5 years. And we currently have around 4,000 members ish in the team, which are in around about 36 different countries. And we have a team monthly turnover of approaching 200,000 OV. So it's fair to say it's pretty exciting and things are going really, really well. So today I'm here to talk about confidently speaking about income. Okay, and this is an area that I do know that people tend to be a little bit reserved about. You know, we joined doTERRA, and doTERRA is such a wonderful business. It's a wonderful opportunity where we have these most wonderful oils, but of course sometimes people can be very, very reticent to mention income. So today I want to talk about that. I want to help you to be able to more confidently speak with authority and not feel reserved, because we don't want this to hold you back from the opportunity that you have. Okay, so we're going to talk about how you can bring this nicely into conversation and feel more confident in the way that you go about it. So the first thing is that it is actually easier than you think. And I think this is really, really important. Many people get themselves into a real froth thinking about this, you know, and I want to reassure you all that it is a lot easier than you even could possibly think that it is. So what it all started with certainly for myself, and I'm sure it is for everyone else, it starts with a love for the oils. And we had the most wonderful positive experience when we were introduced to doTERRA. And my experience was with peppermint, because of lots of head tension and pain that I used to encounter. And also I was, sleepless nights. So lavender and peppermint, I fell in love with. They completely changed my life. So for me, this was the start of an adventure where I fell in love with alternative to reaching for the over-the-counter medication, and we found a natural alternative. But it is fair to say that whilst I absolutely fell in love with the products, I've got to tell you, I was looking for a business opportunity. And I remember when I actually was introduced to Nathan and Rebecca, and many of you will know Nathan and Rebecca, who get presidential diamonds, and we got to learn about their level of success and their income. We were absolutely blown away by the success that this wonderful family, this beautiful family, had been able to achieve. And I think that picture that I've just shared on my screen typifies exactly, what this business offers. It offers freedom. That's my idea of success, to be able to live life on my terms. And you'll be amazed how many people are out there that want to be able to take control of their finances. And it's not always about earning thousands and thousands of pounds a month. For some people, it can be as little as a few hundred, to be able to help to take away the pressure that they may be under financially. So this, for me, was a fusion of inspiration and desperation. I desperately needed to make money. I was inspired and looking for a new business. And of course, I'd fallen in love with these amazing products. So it was a wonderful combination. Now, what I want to talk to you about, of course, is how you can become more confident in actually talking about money. But here's the most important thing. We really need to start with the mindset, because it's really important, because you have to change the way that you perceive what it is. that you are doing or you're about to do. So you've got to have a word with this, because only by changing the perspective can you actually start to enjoy different results. And of course, results are the name of the game. So I think a great place to start is by us looking at what it is that we actually do. Now, I know how I perceive what it is that I do every day. Okay. In fact, this is really my own personal thoughts about what I consider, what it is when I share doTERRA with other people. You see, I actually believe that I'm sharing a gift, that I'm empowering people, and you have to be able to realize what it is that you have in the palm of your hands. So I'm actually empowering people to see how they can bring about positive changes in their own lives. And that's not just physically or emotionally or spiritually, but it also includes financially. Now, this is what's interesting. I help people to heal, but I don't just mean our health. I mean as a person. And I believe when we have this perspective, we see that when we do reach out to people, that we are helping to make a difference. And this is based on their needs and not mine. So in doTERRA, we are helping people to find solutions. So my objective every single day is to help as many people as I can, because I absolutely believe 100% what it is that I'm offering people. So my posture, i.e. the way that I think and feel and the way that I reach out to people, is very much a one of, I come bearing gifts of the earth. I'm offering solutions. So I do not for one moment believe that I'm selling them anything. I'm not bothering them. I'm not asking them to do me a favor, and asking them if they would please take a look at doTERRA or the opportunity. That posture is all wrong. I believe that I'm reaching out to them. I'm not selling them anything. I'm providing the hand of opportunity, an opportunity for them to be able to heal, whether that be physically, emotionally, spiritually, or financially. So I know the value of what it is that I'm offering. And I put it to you that you know the value of what it is that you're offering. But sometimes we need to just have a change of that perspective to be able to be clear and more confident about stepping forward. So I never ever look at any communication with anyone as something to shy away from or something that is not to enjoy. I'm offering my help and my support, and my help and support come for free. So really, this is very simply a process to be able to find more people to be able to help them. So I focus on my objective every single day, and I never lose sight of the vision that I hold so close to my heart. Now, there's nothing wrong with enlightened self-interest. Enlightened self-interest simply means by reaching out and helping other people that you actually get to benefit yourself. Well, I can't think of a more wonderful way to be able to do business. It's like a symbiotic relationship. And when you actually, fully appreciate what it is that you are offering, the help, the support that you are providing, for the people that are around the world, what does it doTERRA say? We are literally changing the world one drop, one person, one community at a time. And we believe in that's what it is that we're offering. But you must not overlook that people are hurting financially. Look at the economy right now. People are struggling, and there's nothing new about people going from week to week, month to month, year to year, and only just about making ends meet. This is just history over and over and over again. It's always been this way, and it always will be. So we have an opportunity, we have a duty to let people know that there is an opportunity with doTERRA. It isn't just about the products. It's an amazing company with amazing products, but it's not just about that. It's also about the opportunity that we provide to give people control of their finances, their freedom, which I think is really, really important. So here's something that may come as a little bit of a surprise, is that I always lead with the oils. I don't lead with the business. I don't lead with the income. I don't lead with network marketing. I always lead with the oils. And what's really important about that is that the discussion that we have with anyone in that, that first conversation that we have with someone about the oils, it's foundational, it's very safe ground, and therefore you're able to establish that commonality, because of course they have interest in essential oils, and it's where you're comfortable as well. And when you feel comfortable, it's going to naturally flow. So we always lead with the wonderful oils that we have. And by doing so, not only are you comfortable and it will flow, but your passion and your authenticity will actually start to shine through. And I believe that when that starts to shine through, it provides a very easy and natural step to then mention the income. Now, when I actually share with you what it is that we do, you'll think, oh my goodness, is that it? It's almost like, when you discover a magic trick and you really want to know how it's done. And then when someone shows you, go, oh, it almost kind of spoils it for you. Okay, well, let me tell you, okay, it's really, really very, very simple. And I am going to share it with you. And I'm going to give it a big drum roll when we get there. But what's important to understand is that when you're having a conversation with someone about the oils, I love to ask questions. Questions are the answers. Because if you don't ask questions, how can you ever understand where their pain is, where they need to have a solution in their life? How can I possibly help them if I don't understand what it is? So I have a lovely, relaxed, but a structured, nonetheless, conversation. So I always ask people what made them reply to our ad, or, what is it that piques their interest with essential oils, and have you used essential oils before? Which are your favorite oils? What have you used them for? And I think that's, really, really important. What is it you do for a living? I love to ask questions to be able to understand, but it's about listening to what it is that people say. Because what's one of the greatest gifts you can give to someone is your time, and to listen. A lot of people think that great salespeople are people who can talk and talk and talk. A really great salesperson, and I don't consider, that's what I do in the slightest, but a great salesperson talks 30% of the time and listens 70%. And that is really, really important. So, and I always ask people, what are you ideally looking to get from your inquiry? So as you start asking these questions, you're starting to build up a little bit of a profile as to who they are, where they're at, what they're looking for. When you say to someone, what made you reply to the ad, they may turn around and, say that I'm looking for something that I can do that aligns with the person that I am. I've got a passion, and I'd like to be able to, earn an income from doing something that I absolutely love. If you don't ask the questions, you're never going to get to find out that, okay? So this is what I actually say, okay? So you're ready for this? So I'm having a lovely conversation with someone, okay? Drum roll. Okay, here it is. I simply say, oh, by the way, so it's tagged on at the end of the conversation. By the way, we're looking for people who are interested in sharing our oils with others to develop an income stream. Is that something that may be of interest? And that's it. It's a simple question. It's not like going over the top. It's not talking about, you can become rich by the end of the week, which we, of course, we know would be nothing more than hype. It's a simple question. By the way, we're looking for people who are interested in sharing our oils with others to develop an income stream. Is this something that may be of interest? Now, bear in mind, you've had a really authentic conversation. You've shown great interest. You've asked questions. You've gathered some information. Can you see how it's a very natural progression in terms of, the questions that you've been asking? Now, here are the possible answers. No, I'm not interested in earning an income. They're not saying no to you. Please don't take that personal. Okay, they're just saying no. Just like if someone came and said, would you like a cup of coffee? Or no, thanks. Okay, just don't want a cup of coffee. It's nothing personal. Okay, maybe they want a cup of tea. Maybe they want a glass of fruit juice. Maybe they want a glass of water with a little drop of lemon in. Who knows? The point being is, don't take it personally. Just chillax. No, that's it. But because they're interested in the oils, they may go on to be a fantastic customer. So don't worry about it. It's a win-win situation. You really can't lose. But what about if they say maybe? I get people say maybe to me every day, but I actually get more people say yes than maybe. Okay, and someone who's a maybe they'll be a customer, maybe they'll be a sharer, maybe they'll be a builder, because maybe is just, it says, I'm still thinking about it. Well, when we give them a bit more information, then we give them something to think about, then, you know, they might go, wow, and then they're right in, and they might go on to be the next presidential diamond in doTERRA. So who knows? And what about if they say yes? And that means they're likely to be a sharer or a builder. Now, look, this is by no way a guarantee. It's just an initial indicator. That's all it is. It's just an initial indicator. It's just you asking the question to bring it up, because it is a very real part of doTERRA. doTERRA isn't just about the products, it's about helping people to heal financially and providing the opportunity for people to take control of their financial situation, and in some cases go on to achieve financial freedom. So it's a very real part of doTERRA. So why just focus on this bit when all encompassing is also the balance, which is of course talking about the income as well. Now here's something, okay, I saw this expression and I thought, oh, this is perfect, we're going to use this one, which is, if you don't go after what you want, you'll never have it. So if you've got dreams and aspirations in doTERRA, you know, of achieving some of the ranks and the incomes that you know are available when you are reaching these ranks, if you don't go after it, you're never going to get it. I know that's obvious, but what that means is that something needs to change. And if you don't ask, the answer is always no. So if you don't ask someone, you're missing opportunity. And remember that if you don't step forward, you're always going to remain where you are. So, you know, you really got to do this. And don't place it on you, place it on them. What I mean by that, don't think about how it makes you feel. You know, this is not about you. This is about them. Maybe they don't even realize there's an earning opportunity with doTERRA. And there's you thinking, oh, I don't want to mention it because I might feel uncomfortable. And like, you must mention it, okay? And it's not about you, it's about them. And I think that's really, really important, okay? So here's something that is, I think, fair to say. If people, when you've had this conversation with them, and then of course you've invited them to attend a class, whether that be online or offline, if people like the oils, and why wouldn't they? And if they like you, and that's where you've had a real conversation, and you know, the conversation is based around asking questions, understand, listening, you know, and you build a bit of rapport during that conversation, don't you? Someone might say, well, I replied to the ad because, you know, I'm a mum and I've just had a little one and I don't want to be using chemicals and I want to use something that's natural with my baby. You know, you don't just go on and ask the next question. You say, oh, wow, that's amazing. Did you get a boy? Did you get a girl? How old? You know, so you're going to build a little bit of rapport around what it is that you're doing there, okay? And so if they like the oils, if they like you, if they believe that they will be supported, and that's a big, big thing here, okay? And I'm going to come on to that in just a moment, okay? They believe they will be supported, because, you know, people do worry that, well, what about this and what about that, and will I be shown this, and do I get this, and what about if I don't know what to do? And so reassuring people of the support that you will provide them is often pivotal in them actually deciding whether they're going to join you and follow you, okay? So that's really, really important. So one of the things that we do is when we've been chatting to people and we've asked these questions and they've come onto a class, and our class is, you know, the same as everyone else's class. We talk about doTERRA and we talk about the oils, and just literally the last few minutes of the class is just about, and we're looking for people who might be interested in working with us and to help, the support and guidance. And if you are interested, speak to the person who's invited you onto the class. So trust me when I say we don't provide some, you know, presentation that's entirely different to what goes on within doTERRA. We absolutely do not. So one of the things we do is, of course, reassure people of the support system that we have within our team. Now, you'll have your own systems, and that's really important for you to understand, okay? You will have your own systems. However, what I want to be able to reassure you all of is that, you know, as long as it's a system, as long as you follow it, it will serve you well. So our system is, you know, we would say to people, if they're considering joining us, we would turn around and say, look, we've got some great systems in place to support you. You know, we have our team Facebook groups for customers and for people who would like to work with us to develop an income. So you're always getting the right information that's relevant for you. We also explain to them about, what I know many people refer to as the wellness consultation. We kind of rejigged that a little bit. We personally like to call it the new member induction, because I think sometimes, the terminology can be a little bit confusing for people. So we refer to that as a new member induction, and we show them what they will experience on that induction, and how we identify, what their needs are, and how we can best help and support them to get the most from doTERRA. We talk about how we'll help you and navigate you around your own account, and we'll show you how to be able to have all the different functionality, and how to be able to set up your loyalty reward program order to start to get greater discounts, and we are letting people know, and we say to them, and if you've interest in developing income with us, we have a strategy session, and this is just really where we share with people all the different things that they can do to start reaching out and sharing doTERRA with other people. So it's like providing them with the tracks to run on, and that gives people confidence. So if someone has said they would be interested in earning an income, yes, they would, and they've mentioned that when we've asked the question, and then they've been on the class and they've had this wonderful experience, and then just before we ask them if they'd like to go ahead, we just reassure them of the support that they're going to get. And so irrespective of whether they're just interested in being a customer or whether they decide that they want to work with us, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to us. It matters to them. It's about their needs. And if they've said they're interested in an income, we'll mention about that. We've got a great strategy session, and then the person who's enrolled in will work close with them and help them to explore the different steps, and we'll hold their hand, and we'll be on this journey with them side by side. So this is a really, really important part of what makes a difference. And it's the reassurance, it's a confidence, and it makes a big difference. Now, one of the things that we feel is really important, and this is runs through doTERRA, is asking people what their priorities are. So you've joined doTERRA, what would you like to get from doTERRA? What are your priorities? And of course, you'll notice there we've got health as the number one. And the reason why we've got health is because even if somebody is interested in earning an income, it's not as important as health, because if you don't have your health, what do you have? So we place a massive emphasis, on health, of course, and establishing daily protocols. But then we do find out what else is important to them. And we then encourage them to have open discussions with their enroller so that they can provide them with the right information for them. So that's really, really important. And part of our strategy session is, these are people, of course, attending who have made it clear that they want to earn an income. One of the things we cover is, which category do you fall into? And we show them, that someone who shares the oils with people is perhaps occasionally, and it's not really something that they could rely on that would give them a regular income. It may help to cover some of the investment that they have in their health by the products that they're using, but it's not going to give them, like an income that they can reliably get month in, month out. And then, of course, we show them what we consider, is representing if they wanted to be a builder, they would use the oils, they want to be able to create a regular income. We explain to them it's about, introducing, 3, 4, 5, 6 people to doTERRA, consistently committed to learning and, and growing and understanding, and that they've got an income requirement of, £500 or £1,000 a month plus, with unlimited earning potential. So we're very clear on, showing people, because this is all tied into income, because you can't just, confidently talk about income, but then have nothing then that follows on to help to progress that process. Okay, so that's why I'm explaining this. Of course, we even have, as part of that strategy session, where we ask people to tell us what income level that they would be prepared to work towards. Okay, and remember, there's a big difference between what they would like and what they're prepared to work towards. Okay, because most people would love to be a presidential diamond. you know, in terms of the income, but they may not be prepared to put that level of commitment in. So we say to people, you know, let's say in the first, you know, 3 to 6 months, what kind of income level, you know, would you like to be able and are prepared to work towards creating? Okay, and you'll also notice that, you know, there's average incomes, which of course are provided by doTERRA, but then there's more likely incomes when you first hit rank. And we want to always be as transparent as we possibly can, so that we help people to be able to have realistic expectations, and that is really important as well. So part of that, when we obviously explaining to people about, you know, the different processes, and I'm not going to go into great detail, but we do encourage them to watch the doTERRA compensation plan video. We do say, don't worry about, you know, understanding it all. It took us a long time before we could really get our head around it, but suffice to say, there's a little basic video there. You'll watch that video and then we can answer any questions that you may have. So we're using the tools, and we do give a little bit more of an explanation of the fast start bonus, because of course this is the bonus that is going to have the biggest impact on the income of a brand new person. So we help them to be really clear and to get excited, you know, at how it works and how quickly they can be paid. So one of the fundamental reasons why our team is experiencing superb growth is that we ask people if they're interested in developing income. So it's foundational, because it starts by asking. They then give you, you know, their response. You then become clear on what they want. You then help them, you know, and to take the steps in the right direction, give them the right information, to be able to then start to progress. And they get excited because they know how they can earn their fast starts, and they get busy. And that's what we have here. We have a team of people who are very, very busy, and really, really excited. Now, I've talked quite a bit about new people coming in there, and I just want to quickly mention something in terms of existing members. Because when you've got people who are already part of your organization, and let's say you've never asked that question, okay, then you have an opportunity where you can go back to them. And I think, again, the safe ground is talking about their experiences with the wonderful oils. So imagine my communication with someone in the team just saying, hey, Mary, you know, how are you getting on with the oils, and have you had any eureka moments, and, you know, what's been working well for you and your family? And, you know, she shares with me this wonderful information. I'm like, oh, wow, that's amazing. It becomes very natural for me then to say, you know, something like, you know, you would make such an amazing advocate, Mary, because you've had so many wonderful experiences. It's authentic. You know, I know that you love doTERRA products. It just shines through. You know, what are your thoughts about that? Would you be ready to take some steps and look at how we can help you to start and share the gifts, and you can start earning an income as well? So you can see the enthusiasm, but once again, it's being built on the back of the authenticity of the oils. Okay, it really is. But always be mindful that doTERRA is about the product and the benefits, but it's also about the opportunity to develop an income. But I want to say this to you. It's really important that you follow your team's systems, because maybe you haven't been that active, and maybe you haven't really, you know, researched and looked at what is actually already available within your team systems, because that's the key. Because a little bit of information from our system and then a little bit from someone else's and someone else's, that's not going to get you the result, because systems are created to interlock, so that there's no one part that creates the magic. It's about the sum of the parts is greater. Okay, once they come together is where the magic happens. So follow your own team systems. So make it your mission to know the way. So become familiar with the systems that your team has got in place. Then you've got to go the way. So know the way, which is become familiar with the systems. Go the way, which is lead from the front. The greatest leadership opportunity you have is to lead from the front. It's all about example. People will do what you do, not what you say. Okay, and the other thing, of course, is show the way. So know the way, Go the way, show the way. Show the way, of course, is showing others how to do what you are now doing, because that's what creates duplication. For example, I think last month, I think I shared it with about 5 people, but there was 308 people joined our team. So if we hadn't known the way, you know, and then obviously started going the way and started showing the way, then that wouldn't happen. And, you know, when you get this duplication happening, this is what creates exponential growth. In other words, growing without you. And that's how you start to rank advance. And that's how you earn that passive income, which enables you to, you know, enjoy much greater levels of freedom, because it's an income that ultimately gets paid to you, whether you get out of bed in the morning or not. Okay. So just as I bring this presentation to a close, I just want to say that this is most definitely the right time. If you look at that growth that was shared, you know, at the doTERRA convention, and you can kind of see what's been happening in Europe, and you can see that growth is just staggering. Yet when you look at it on the global scale, even that incredible growth in UK and Europe, you know, it's just on the curve in terms of what's happening around the world. So it's the right time, you're in the right place, but it's right now. You have to, you know, change that perspective. You have to make some decisions, and you have to, you know, start, you know, going about things perhaps a little bit differently to the way that you had. And one of the things I always say to people is, you know, if you've not been that active and you've kind of been going off and doing your own thing just that little bit, it doesn't surprise me that perhaps you're not getting out of this what you want. So what I would recommend is you go to your enroller, the person who normally communicates with you, and you know what? Send them a message and just say, what next? And let them know that you've been on this particular training, that it's inspired you, that you feel ready to, you want to be able to start to move you and your business forward. What next? Because everybody's what next will be different. And your enroller will have a much greater level of understanding as to who you are, what you are, your circumstances, perhaps challenges you've had in the past, and they're going to be able to help you much, much better. Okay, so just remember as well your reason why. I love doTERRA. I love the products. I love how they've impacted our health, but I also love the fact that it's provided me and my family with an amazing opportunity to heal financially. And now we are in a wonderful position where, you know, we don't need to worry about the money coming in anymore, and we can start to live our life again, and we can dream again, and we've got plans and aspirations, and this is all because of the incredible opportunity that doTERRA offers. Imagine if someone hadn't mentioned to me that there was an earning opportunity with doTERRA, and they just mentioned that doTERRA was a company that had essential oils that could help you with your health. Then right now there wouldn't be 4,000 people's lives that are in our team that had been touched, because we were like the ripple in the pond, and the ripples go out. So how, you know, how big can this be? How much can you change your life? It's immeasurable, but it all starts with you. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the presentation. A little bit of a ropey start there with the technology, but hopefully we got there and you got some value. And if you've got any questions, please feel free to just drop them in the chat. But tell me if you've enjoyed this. You know, that's what's really important, because remember, I'm just like everyone else. You know, I get massive satisfaction when I know that I've made a difference in someone's day, in someone's life, you know, because, you know, that's what this business gives us, the opportunity to empower. And I hope that's how you felt today. So look, that's me done. It's felt very weird. I can't even see if there's anybody here. It's just mad. I normally use Zoom and you can see everybody on. All I can see is myself. And for all I know, there's nobody there. Thanks ever so much, everyone. Have an absolutely fantastic day. It's been my pleasure to serve you. Thank you. Bye-bye.